Yesterday, Anthropic shipped a model that beats its own flagship. On its hardest coding test, 43%. And it's picking a fight with GPT and its own flagship at once. Yet somehow it costs half of the bigger model. No keynote, no live stream, just a plain blog post. Their words, better performance, same cost as before. Then you find a dial buried in the settings. And all of this weeks before the IPO. So what did Anthropic actually just sell you? That frozen price is only half the story. The interesting half is where the word cheap comes from at all. The same money means this: $5 per million tokens going in, 25 coming back out. Notice the split. Reading your prompt is cheap. It's the thinking it writes back that you pay 5 times more for. So where does half price even come from? Not from Opus. Look, one shelf up. Fable 5 is the pricey sibling, $50 a million out. Opus 5, 25. Same model, 2 price tags. Cheap next to Fable, unchanged next to itself. Which opens an awkward question inside Anthropic's own shop. Why pay double for Fable when the half-price one comes within a whisker of it? Anthropic just made its own $50 flagship look overpriced, on purpose. Because on the tests, that whisker is real. The cheaper model undercuts Fable on price, then beats it on the score. On their software test, Opus 5 hits 43, Fable 34. Last month's Opus under 19. In the reporting, it more than doubled the previous Opus and did it at a lower cost per task. These aren't trivia questions. One makes it fix real code. Another makes it drive an actual computer. The coding test drops it into real open bug reports and asks it to ship a fix that passes the tests. On a pure reasoning test, its score comes in 3 times the next model's. That one's pure puzzles it has never seen, patterns it works out cold, with nothing memorized to lean on. Driving a computer through real tasks, it beats Fable's best using 1/3 of the budget. So why is it better? Not a clever trick. Anthropic points at a habit. It drafts, checks its own work, then reworks until it lands. In their own words, it keeps checking itself and reworking the answer until it actually lands. That matters more than it sounds. Real AI agents chain hundreds of these calls to finish one job. Picture a coding agent stuck in a loop, retrying the same broken fix, burning tokens on every miss. Fewer wrong turns doesn't save you cents. Across thousands of runs, it saves whole budgets. One overnight agent can fire tens of thousands of these calls. Every retry it skips is money that stays in your account. So the sticker number was never the real fight. Cost per finished task is. Now the part the launch post skips over. Every one of these numbers, Anthropic graded its own homework, and several of the tests are labeled version 0.1, brand new, barely touched from outside. Outside testers will rerun all of this over the next few weeks. That's when we'll really know, which is exactly what people typed into the search bar within the hour. This whole thing landed just days after OpenAI shipped its GPT 5.6 family. One camp treats a launch like a concert. The other treats it like a quiet commit. Anthropic says it tops every rival at any price. Fair enough. It's also the one keeping score. Still, 0.5% behind the flagship for half the price is a hard thing to argue with. For a team, a few points against half the bill can mean millions in yearly compute. But forget the leaderboard for a second. The real product here isn't the model, it's a dial. You get to tell the model how hard to work. High, then XHigh, then max. Turn it up, and it thinks longer. Spends more tokens, but finishes in fewer tries. Crank it to max on a hard bug, and it reads the whole codebase, plans, then tests itself before answering. Which flips the usual math. A pricier model that finishes faster can end up costing you less. It's not free money though. Sometimes max effort just spends more to land on the same answer High already had. So the sticker price stops telling you what you'll actually spend. The setting does that now. There's a second switch too. Fast mode, 2.5 times quicker for double the price. So you steer 2 things at once, how hard it thinks and how fast it answers. Cheap effort to sort 1,000 emails. Max effort on the one contract a client will actually read. Most teams will pick one setting and forget it. The few who tune it per job will quietly pay the least. Run that across a company all day, and the effort dial is really a budget dial. But here's the catch nobody puts on the slide. Max out effort, flip on fast mode, and the cheap model stops being cheap. See what they did? They stopped selling intelligence at a fixed price. They sold it by the slider. The meter used to be Anthropic's headache. Now it's a setting sitting in your hands. The upside is control. The downside Your finance team can't cleanly guess next month. The same job can cost $1 on one run and $8 on the next, just because someone nudged the slider. If you pay $20 a month for Pro, you woke up to a real upgrade and the same bill. On the top plan, it's the new default. On Pro, it's simply the best model you can pick. And they put it everywhere at once. The app, the API, the coding tools, the big clouds. None of this timing is an accident. It shipped from San Francisco with barely a press release. Back in June, Anthropic filed to go public. A cheaper everyday model reads very well to investors. Undercutting your own premium model is a strange move, unless you're buying market share. Freeze the headline number and you walk into an IPO with the cleanest story there is. More power, no price hike. But look closer, and that headline stopped being the price at all. It's the number for the people buying the company. What you actually pay is a dial, and it's already turning.